Good afternoon, good morning, whenever you are seeing this and seeing me. What I'm going to go over today right now is we're going to go over looking at comping out a property and the way that I do it, and hopefully that you can gain a little bit of insight the way I look at a property, the way we look at comping it out. So I know that some of you guys probably will do it a little bit different than I do, but this is kind of the way that I look at it. I look at it in two different ways, in two different manners. One, when I go to the MLS, if I go to the tax records right here, we can go to Realist, and what will happen is Realist will come up with the whole, will come up with all the tax records on the property, and it'll let us know exactly who owns it and roughly the mortgage or the last activity on it. Now, all you guys know what Realist is, but let's type in this address as 1918 Granger Street. There it is. Let's search. There it is, City of Camarillo. It's Lee Johnson. And if I double click on that, it's going to come up with a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square GLA. That's gross living area. Year built in 67. The lot size is 7528, single family residence. And the sales price was $36,000. Well, that was a long time ago. See, the first part talks about the owner information, the zoning, and as you come on down, it'll give you the tax information on how much tax he pays throughout the year, as well as a real quick, it tells you right here, it is a tract home, single family residence. That's underneath it, is the SFR right there. And again, goes over, it has a little patio, goes over the characteristics of the property. It does have a family room and a patio. The garage square footage is 480. Generally, a 2-car garage is going to be the same thing every single time. But this, to me, is a real quick guesstimate. If I'm pulling this up, someone's asking me real quick, what do you think it's worth? I generally pull this up, and I look at the real AVM range real quick, which is 494 to 592, and that's a confidence score of 87. And it gives me a quick guide of roughly where it should land. And this is close to what an ARV is close to what a cash sale would be. And I say close because it doesn't come into consideration of you being the human looking at it and knowing the area. Then as we go down, you'll see, who is it's titled under, and the last mortgage they took out. The last mortgage they took out was in 2004 for $128,000 through Countrywide Home Loans, and then it gives you the map. Now, I bring this up because, again, I look at this part here, which is the real quick AVM, kind of gives me kind of a guess of real close of what it's going to be. But also up in here, you have the market comparables. So if you look at the comparables will come up, everything within the area. It's going to pull up everything around that area. As you can see, here are all the comps that the computer has generated. Okay? So you can get a little bit closer down in here. You can dig down a little bit closer here on what they're worth. They'll bring in 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, and 5 bedrooms. You'll have to scrub it on this side over here on what to take out and what to keep if you're going to run a report. But this is one area where I do a comp. But then I actually go into our MLS itself, and I'll go to search, and I'll do a map search. I do a map search, then I actually dial in, and I want to look specifically for myself what the MLS has and what we're doing, what's going on in there as far as listings, pending, anything that's happening in that area. So we're going to double click right in here, double click again, and I think we are over here if I remember right. Is it right here? Let me check. Where are we? We are Las Posas to Ponderosa and Arneal. Las Posas, Ponderosa, and where is Arneal? Oh, we're right here. See that? Okay. So once I have this in here, I am going to take this little square right here, and I think this is probably our best neighborhood. I'm going to take that. Let's go ahead and clear that. That's not good. I'm going to clear it right here with this X. Let's clear this out again. So I'm going to take that right there. Let me exit out of that. And I'm gonna go all the way across everything to right here. Okay, if we know the neighborhood a little bit better, we might be able to come out a little bit more. I'm gonna click that. Now, as you see, it's gonna populate 7 total active listings in that area. But I'm gonna wanna see what's happening as far as active, under contract, pending, sold. Sometimes I do expired withdrawals all the way through, but mainly I'm looking at this. Now it comes up with 40. Well, for a small neighborhood, that's pretty active. So let me drill down a little bit better. I know we're looking at a 4-bedroom, so I want to look at only, since there's 40 in there, I want to look at 4 bedrooms only. Comes up to 19. That's 4 bedrooms plus. Well, let me look at how many 4-bedroom only are in there instead of 4-bedroom plus. There are 15 homes in that little market, and that's probably less than a half-a-mile radius or so. But if you click on these individually, they'll tell you exactly what they are and how they, see like this one right here. Let's go click on it. Okay, this one is active. I mean, this one's closed. That's what the blue is for 535. Here's a green. This one's active at 635. It looks like it closed on 6 June of last year for 539, and now it's active for 635 2 years later. That's a pretty good jump there. This one across the street, let's look at that one. Let me exit out of here. Let's look at that one. This one's under contract for 545. We can actually click on these, select them, look at it. It was withdrawn in November of 16 for 604, and now 5 months later it's come back on the market for $55,000 less. That's kind of interesting. So I take those, I go over to list, and this is going to list everything you're going to see the line item list. That's that home right there that's under contract on Hobart. In fact, I think I sold that house years ago when it was an REO. Wow, kind of cool. Well, here we go. This is active, price reduction, active under contract, pending, sold, 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 active, sold. All these are sold down here. So we can look at these individually, and as we drill down, let's say we start with this one, we're going to drill down, go into details, and there's details up in here will kind of tell us what's going on what's happening, who the listing agent, you guys know all that stuff. Well, let's look real quick at the photos to compare to ours. Nice, this is kind of interesting, guys. When you're taking marketing photos, how long has this been on the market? Let's take a look real quick. It's been on the market 44 days. We are in, it's under contract, okay, and due to the amount of requested showings this morning, the homeowner has asked to have the showings below, okay. But we are in June of 2017, and we look at the photos right in here. This is October. This really, really dates your listings, and when you are looking at this, this should be a red flag that it's been on the market a while. They're old photos. So when we're doing our listings, we got to make sure that if it's during the holidays, go ahead and put it up, but we got to take it back down and put up photos without that because this show's dated. October 31st was obviously we know is Halloween, and we are November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. We're 7 months past since Halloween, and they still got photos up from Halloween. Oh my Lord. Those are good photos, right? I don't want to call anybody out, but this is, that's a photo of what? Well, it gives us an indication of how we're going to comp it out. And if we look at it, 545, right? Okay, let's go back to our list. And we have an 1,800 square foot property. Our property is 1,864. So this is a good comp right here, 1,884. Now remember, we can do what an appraiser looks at a property, what they have to do is they have to what they call bracket. And any appraisal that you have, they have what they call bracketing. And this is a Fannie Mae law. This is an appraisal law that they have to have one higher than what they come in at, one lower what they come in at. So if you think of a bracket being in quotation marks, on one end's higher, one end's lower, and there they have one in between. You notice they have 3 solds and 3 on the market or pending somewhere in there. And sometimes they come up with 5 on the market or 5 sold, and they come up with more than that. But the bare minimum is 3 solds, 3 listings. Of the 3 solds and 3 listings, so we have a total of 6. 2 have to be higher, 2 have to be lower, and 2 have to be right there where they're at. And when they use the GLA, the square footage, it has to be within 120%. So you can go up 120% of the GLA, or you can come down 120% of the GLA. So this one's right on. And if we look at details on this, nice looking home, 4.2, same thing as ours. And let's look at the photos. Nice home. So if our conditions is in the same as theirs, this will be a great comp to look at as far as being a finished product, or if we're in the same exact same condition, okay? Or this may be, if we're looking at something that's inferior, this may be something that we're going to look as far as being the bracketed on the higher part. This one on Hayden, 575, bigger square footage. Well, let's take a look at what's going on here. Let's go to the photos. This one's active. Okay. Okay. And again, here looking at the photos, if we look at the kitchen from afar, it looked like, oh yeah, updated kitchen. Well, look right here. Those are old cabinets. Anytime you see the outside, the hinges on the outside, older cabinets. Right in here, these Petri dishes, that needs to be updated. That was updated, but this was not. It's not recessed lightings, okay? The cabinet doors are off a little bit. It's probably a nice home. I mean, it has tile. They tried. They're looking good. Look at right here. Older. Doesn't match. This matches that. Doesn't match this. Doesn't match that. So it needs a little help from the outside. Looking at it, I can tell it's probably going to need updating. Look at the soffits. Older windows. See the older door. Okay. Again, older. Years ago they did the tile countertop. Right in here, you can see that needs a little help. Probably dated, little seating area. These little telltale signs that you can see when you're comping out a property and how you're looking to do a comp. Okay. Need some TLC. Now it understands exactly what why it's at that price. Okay. Well, I hope that leads to some questions. I hope that you can comp out. This is number one. If you can comp out a property a little better, and if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll talk to you soon.